Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, might as well enjoy the ride. Secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. Since we're only here for a while, might as well show us some style. Give us a smile, isn't it a lovely ride? See me sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time isn't really real. It's all in your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets are spinning through space. Smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Isn't it a lovely ride? See me sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we are doing Secret of Life by James Taylor. Alright, so I want to start by breaking down this song a little bit and also the style of James Taylor and how he makes guitar parts. This song really flows off the fingers well. There's a deep sense of relaxation and joy while playing this song. Even if you just learn that riff, which we're going to obviously jump into in a bit, that would be enough, I think, to give you a nice, boost in your day, just in your mood. I mean, it's such a joy to... well, if I can talk while playing it, but really such a joy to play that part. And this whole song I'm going to have tabbed out on the Patreon, and we're going to learn it here as well. So this appeared on JT, classic 1977 album, I believe, and really a great album to check out. I highly recommend listening to James Taylor and this album. I have an album coming out myself that's slightly inspired by that title. It's going to be called MT. It's sort of a singer-songwriter album, which is not usual for me. Usually I have the full band, rock, jazz, hip-hop kind of thing going on with a lot of instruments. So I was kind of inspired by James Taylor in this upcoming album of mine, so just wanted to throw that in there, and I will be mentioning when the singles will be releasing, hopefully soon. It's nearing the ending of the mixing process. But back to James Taylor. So of course this song is talking about, enjoying the moment, living in the moment, being reflective and meditative almost. And I love the Einstein reference he puts in there. He's talking about the theory of relativity, in that Einstein proved that time is relative to how you're moving. So even though it's microscopic, each person is actually experiencing time slightly differently because they might be moving or not moving. Now it's so small that we would never be able to really tell, but it is measurable. So that's really interesting. The guitar part is classic JT. I play a lot of James Taylor songs, but this isn't one that I had learned before. So I learned it obviously for this video, and we're going to go through each of the chord shapes here. And, we start with an A add 2 or add 9, depending on how you want to call it, where you've got the B note here. Okay, beautiful sound, vintage James Taylor. E sus, actually E7 sus 4. Beautiful stuff. These guitar parts are not typical for, say, a pop rock song. He's deeply influenced by bossa, by Brazilian music, and fingerstyle patterns that are not typical, not Travis picking necessarily, although he can Travis pick. So this little run here is a good example of how it's just not typical. It's just, you won't find this in too many people's styles. So he's going basically E and then E minor 9 to A7. Here's the D major 7, excuse me. And then this is just beautiful. Here's a C sharp minor, but when he does now, in the old days, he doesn't do this anymore, but he used to hold that there, which is really hard. But you can see him doing it in his house in Martha's Vineyard in the 70s when he was, married to Carly Simon and all that. But you can see him holding it there. To the top of the hill. And he probably did that on the studio recording. In the live versions since then, in the 90s, like the Squib Knocket version and the other versions where he's playing live, he's just releasing that. But then, another bossa move here. But since we're on our way down... Beautiful stuff. That's a C sharp minor 9. Actually, minor 11 if you add that first string. And then he goes to a F sharp augmented, or an F sharp 5. So James knew his stuff. He knew jazz. His latest album is called American Standard, where he's playing jazz. Can't say enough about James Taylor. His parts are inspiring. They're soothing. They're instructive. And of course, we'll have the full tab on the Patreon, note for note. We're going to zoom in and we're going to kind of just go through these chords the best we can. I'll try to tell you the patterns I'm doing, but there's a sense of fluidity in James's songs that kind of make it hard to exactly pin down a pattern. But we're going to try our best. I'll show you all these chord shapes, and I'll show you sort of what I'm doing, and we'll play through it slow. So there you go. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit the thumbs up, and really happy that we're learning this song today. It's a real fun one, so let's jump on in. All right, so capo 3rd fret. We're going to start with this awesome intro / hook. It occurs throughout the song. Okay, so before we do it, let's get an A add 9 ready here. So this is O2420. Now I finger it like this. Just a quick note, James Taylor has some very sort of not normal fingerings. He often does middle finger there, as well as like on a D chord, he does this. And he does this type of stuff on an A. So as much as I love James Taylor, I wouldn't want to put my fingers through that unless I learned that way. So I'm not going to recommend that we finger it like James Taylor, unless that's your thing. But this to me is far more comfortable. So I have index, pinky, middle finger. Okay. Now for the right hand, both left and right hand are going to get a workout, just warning you here. So we do... Let's get that down. Then this awesome bass thing here. All right, just beautiful. But right away here, we're gonna do bass with the thumb. That's our 5th string. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Okay, last time a little slower. 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Okay, now thumb hits the 4th string. Ring hits the 1st string, so thumb on the 5th string, and then you hit the 3rd string, so that's, and then we switch to our E sus, and you go 5th string with the thumb, so the E sus, sorry, O2, it's actually an E7 sus 4, all right, so it's only 2 fingers though, so you got that chord. Then you hit 5th, 3rd, 6th, 4th, 1st. So that's from here. Okay, so this can be confusing if you don't have the tab. So I'll try my best to make it clear. One more time, from the bass line, from this part. So that's 4th, 1st with the A sus, then you go 5th, 3rd. So 4th, 1st, 5th, 3rd. Go to the E sus. 5th, 3rd, 6th, 4th, 1st. The whole thing in tempo. The whole hook now. 3, 4. Again. Nice. So that happens twice, right? So there's the intro. Stop and rewind, do whatever you got to do. But get it in your fingers, get it memorized, is my recommendation. Now, when we start the verse, the pattern is basically not as important and not as even, obvious to state. So he does it slightly different in each live version. So therefore, I decided to basically create an arrangement that works for me. Just as James Taylor might say, well, in this, he might change it up each time because it's not meant to be sort of a set in stone pattern. So that being said, we have an A add 9, excuse me. And I'm just going to recommend a few patterns, but kind of leave it up to you as well. So we go, secret of life is in. So I'm starting it just as like the intro. And then I go 2nd, then 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, for instance. Then the E sus, I go 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. So I go, secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. See that? Back to the A, add 9. Then the hook, the hook here. Now we continue, maybe a similar pattern. So this is where we have more time in the E sus. So basic A add 9 pattern, and then you go to your E sus, and I did 6th, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then back to the A add 9. Now we have. Now this is very clear as to what he's doing, and he doesn't change. So now we can get back to a straight pattern. So hopefully you navigated through that. It's twice basically through those chords. Now we have the 3rd time he goes. Okay, so that's here's your E sus 4, and we're gonna go 5th and 3rd together, 4th, and then 3rd string, go to the 1st fret, bass, 6th string. So that's, see that? Now you go to an E minor add 9. Don't even worry about the 5th string though, but it's 3rd fret, 2nd fret, first 2 strings. And you've just hit the bass, and you go first 2 strings, 3rd string open. Now an A7, and you go pinch 5th string and first 2 strings, 3rd string open. So that's, it's a lot, I know. One more time. See that? Okay. Now a D major 7. And you're going to want to go, again, the pattern doesn't really matter, but I would recommend 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, 3rd, 2nd kind of thing. Knows how we got to. Okay, so you're just filling time. And then C sharp minor, again, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, 4th, 3rd, for instance. Now, okay, so now, this might be a deal breaker for some of you. So give it a try. If it's too much, just do a regular F sharp. Okay, don't let it destroy the will to play this song. But it is a stretch. All right, so we're gonna go bass on an F sharp, and you're gonna reach the pinky to the add 9, which is 6th fret, and you want to have the 3rd fret 3rd string as well. Now just release the pinky so you don't injure your hand. So you're gonna go as far as the right hand, 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 6th, 3rd, 1st. Good. One more time. Okay. Now, another tough one. Okay. Okay, so now a C sharp minor 11. All right, so 4, you're going to bar the 2nd fret. 4, 2, 4, 4, 2. And you're going to go, you're going to pinch 5th, 3rd, 2nd strings, 4th string, 1st string, 3rd string. Oh, sorry, 4th string. Now, so that was that. Right? Now, slide over to here. This is a weird one. You're barring the 2nd fret. James Taylor bars the 2nd fret completely. You can do like that. I'm doing it like this. 2 is barring 6th and 4th string, 2nd fret. Then 3rd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret up here. And I'm going 6th, 3rd, and 2nd string pinch, 4th string, 1st string, 4th string. Okay, so that's now B minor 7. Let me just remember this part here. So B minor 7, standard arpeggio, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then an E, a D over E basically, or an E minor 9. So you go bass, 6th string open, 4th, 2nd and 3rd string, bass again, and then 2nd fret, and then get an E. So this is F sharp over E, sorry, E over F sharp, bass, 3rd, 1st 2 strings. So that's see that? One more time. I'm only here for a while. Okay, back to B minor 7. Might as well enjoy the ride. Here's an E augmented. And you're just doing a basic arpeggio. So that's O, skip the 5th string, 2, 1, 1, O. And you're just going to go 6, 4, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, whatever. Or you can go 6, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Okay? That's the entire verse. We haven't gotten to the chorus, but that's the verse. All right? Probably the hardest part. So, the chorus is tough too. So there you go. Why don't we run through the whole verse, and then we'll go to the chorus here. So I'll hum the melody. 3, 4. Here we go. Here's the hard part. Good. Since we're here for a while, jump up to there. Might as well E augmented. Second verse is the same. Let's do it for some practice. Bass line. Whoops. Sorry. Da 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 E sus. Do do. Here comes the cool part. Let me slow down a little bit. Da, da, da. Here's the stretch. Okay. And then we end here to the E augmented. Now, after the second verse, he goes back to the A at 9. Give us a smile. Now, this leads us into the chorus. All right, so here's an E minor 9. So, open, mute, 4, O, 3, O, and he goes 6, 4, 3rd, 2nd, A, 5th string open, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Now we're in the chorus, all right? It's advanced. What are you going to do? Now we're at a D major 7. Isn't it a lovely ride? Just picking, it doesn't really matter. He actually, I'm sorry, D major 7, yes, but he occasionally goes to D major 9, which is 1st string open. So I would just switch back and forth like lovely ride. For instance, it's fine. C sharp minor. Now he does a walk down. So we're going to go 5th and 3rd, second and 1st after. 5th and 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Now go to a C sharp minor major 7, 5th and 3rd again, same pattern. Now our C sharp minor 11, F sharp augmented. So that's sliding down, gliding down. Not easy. What are you going to do? B minor 7, try not to try too hard. It's just a... So then B minor 7, then bass, so E 6th string, and then the 4th, 3rd, 2nd strings twice. It's just a lovely ride. Back to the hook. Wow. I kind of had to rush through, didn't I? But, you know, I mean, what are you going to do? It's very tough. This is kind of why I don't teach a ton of James Taylor, because, you know, I don't want to discourage people. It's like learning James Taylor note for note is very tough process. Is a very tough process, but it's so worth it. So there you go. There's the chorus. Then he goes into another verse, and I'll show you one more thing. When he goes into the chorus in the studio recording, it's 3-2-0, 3-2-0-2 on the E bass instead of. This is what he does live now, but in the studio it's bass 6th string and then 3-2-0-3 on the 2nd string, 5th string open 2-0-2, and then same thing. But that's it. After he does a double chorus, just a lovely ride, and then another one so he does a double chorus, and that's it. Now the only thing left to teach is, after all that, try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely hook. After this, twice, he has a very nice live ending. He goes like that. So that's open, 5th string and 1st string, 4th fret 2nd string, 3rd string 6th fret, and then pull off to open on the 2nd string. Do that a few times. Okay, there you go. I apologize if this was a bit rushed, but that is something that, you know, I would say pause and rewind, but definitely just enjoy the hook and get going on it, and then try your own patterns out as well during the verse. Just get used to these shapes, you know, and you can get it. It'll take a while maybe if you're more on the beginner side, but I learned these songs, not this song in particular, but James Taylor songs, and it helped me so much. So there you go. You can check out the Patreon, of course, and that might help as well. Enjoy. See you next lesson.